Imagine Dogman's origin story, but with a twist. What if there's way more to his early days and we just haven't seen it yet? And how about Big Jim? Does his sad backstory explain why he's such a fan favorite despite all of his challenges? And how about Grampa, finally having a redemption arc and becoming a good guy? Today, I'm breaking down 3 theories about the upcoming Dogman 13, which is going to be set in the past, revealing so much more about the backstories of our favorite characters. Theory number 1, the story of Dogman. Since we know that Dogman 13 is going to focus on the backstories of the characters, who else should Dave Pilkey start with but Dogman? And one of the questions that this book might answer is, what was Dogman's first case? Imagine little Greg the dog, still trying to make sense of the world, joining the Junior Detective Club with his dream of one day becoming a police dog. And now, picture Chief Bailey, who back in the day was the mastermind behind the club, guiding these little paws and claws on their very first mission. Now, if you're thinking, what could a Junior Detective Club even investigate? Hear me out. Maybe it's something simple, like a neighborhood mystery or finding out who's been stealing bones from the park. My bet's on Zuzu. Or maybe it could be something that gives us hints about Dogman's future, like facing an early enemy in a minuscule version of Grampa. Either way, this first mission could be the perfect sneak peek into Dogman's roots, which would definitely give him that extra bit of personality that he can't express through words. Let me know if you think this Detective Club origin story could set up Dogman's future. Plus, what kind of case do you think a puppy would even investigate? Give me your predictions in the comments down below. Theory number 2, Big Jim begins. Theory 2, guys, is all about Big Jim, or should I say Little Jim. That's right, what if Big Jim wasn't always big? This book could dive into his early years, showing us how he grew up, how he lost his parents, respect for mommy and daddy Jim, and how those experiences shaped him into the lovable, cupcake-adoring hero we know today. But let's take it a step further. What if the hardships little Jim faced in his youth planted the seed for who he would become in the future? I'm imagining a flashback where he's just a little kitten, always underestimated, when he first grabs a cape or mask just to escape his troubles. Or maybe a cupcake would do the trick as well, I don't know. And then, years later in cat jail, he gets inspired to bring Commander Cupcake back to life. It's also going to be really cool to see his dynamic and almost friendship with Grampa, at which point they'd be going way back as friends. Theory number 3, Grandpa's redemption arc. Okay, brace yourself for theory number 3 because this one's for all the Grampa fans out there. What if Big Jim Begins marks the start of Grandpa's redemption arc? We've seen him as a villain, we've seen him as a huge troublemaker, but what if we finally get to see him try to do some actual good? Picture Grandpa in cat jail, teaming up with Big Jim out of necessity, even reluctantly wearing a superhero cape for the first time. He might roll his eyes at the idea of teaming up with Commander Cupcake, but maybe Big Jim's optimism starts to rub off on him. I can totally see Grandpa grumbling, "Fine, I'll help save the city, but only if there's no hugging involved." Regardless, it's going to be super interesting to see how Dave Pilkey balances flashbacks with the present events of the Dogman universe. And this truly proves that Dave Pilkey never runs out of ideas, because this is going to be a completely different way of looking at the Dogman world. But here's the thing, could this redemption arc mean a more permanent shift in Grandpa's personality? And if he does become a good guy, what's going to happen to the PD family dynamic? Will PD and his dad finally get to see eye to eye? So many possibilities are up in the air just from this one theory. So that's why I'm asking you guys, do you think Grandpa's ready for a redemption arc? Or is he always going to be the troublemaker he's been? Tell me what you think right down below. And that's just the beginning of what could happen in Big Jim Begins. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're ready for more, I've got plenty of theories waiting in the next video, but I'm open to featuring some of yours too. So comment below, and remember, Dogman is go.